Hey guys, welcome back. In this build, I'm stepping into one of the most heroic moments of the American Civil War, the bayonet charge of the 20th Maine at Little Round Top, as seen in the epic film Gettysburg. Using IMEX Civil War miniatures, I set out to capture the tension, bravery, and desperation of that final stand, where a single regiment held the line and changed the course of a battle, and maybe the war itself. So for the miniatures, I'll be using IMEX miniatures, Civil War, or 1x35 size scale. I got it off Amazon. Came in a pack of I think 10 soldiers. And then I'll be using at least 4 of them or 5 of them for the charge down the hill. So for the base, I'll be putting a dark earth soil paste from AK Interactive. And then I'll be putting the grass and the trees for the terrain that represent the Little Round Top as they run down the hill. I was going to create a bigger version of it, but I thought it would be cooler just to make a smaller condensed size of the diorama of just using 5 soldiers to represent the 20th Maine going down the hill. So unfortunately, I didn't have any right-sized trees to fit with the scale, so I just used some branches to represent smaller trees and smaller branches to create the hill. Here I got some leftover trees from Army Painter that I'll be placing down as broken, loose wood down the hill. As you can see, that I put a lot of glue paste by accident. I just let it stick and just put the soldiers around it. And then from there, I put more watered down glue and then soaked the terrain and let it dry. As the base was drying, I primed the miniature black and then dry brushed it white. Oh, paste, my bad. Primed it black and then dry brushed it gray and then dry brushed it over to white to do the highlights of each soldier. Now these miniatures are by 1x35 size scale. I do prefer these ones because they are like the size of those average army man toys. I do like them more because you do actually see more detail and a bigger size. But I also like doing 28 and 32 millimeter scale miniatures. Here I'll be using the miniatures. At least 3 of them are running down the hill. One of them also has the flag, and the other one is playing the trumpet for the signal to run down the hill. For the colors for the Union soldiers, I was using Highland blue and magic blue for the trousers, pants, and hat. And for the boots, I used grim black. And then for the weapons, I used hardened leather or a mixture of dark wood. Alright, so as I paint this and finish the base, I think I should give you a little bit of history about the 20th Maine's bayonet charge on Little Round Top during the Battle of Gettysburg. So, enjoy! On July 2nd, 1863, the fate of the Union Army teetered on the edge of a rocky slope called Little Round Top. At its far left flank stood the 20th Maine, exhausted, low on ammunition, and outnumbered by waves of Confederate soldiers from Alabama. Under the command of Colonel Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, a former professor turned soldier, the men of the 20th Maine held the line through repeated assaults. If this position fell, the Confederate army could flank the entire Union force and perhaps win the battle. With no reservations, no ammunition, and no other options, Chamberlain gave the order that would become legend: fix bayonets. The regiment reeled downhill in a desperate sweeping charge. The Confederates, shocked by the audacity and momentum, broke and fled. That charge, bold, brutal, and born of necessity, helped secure the Union's left flank and change the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. This diorama captures that moment, not just as an act of warfare, but of courage under impossible odds, a stand for country, for unity, and for the men beside you in the line. And there you have it, a tribute in miniature to the courage of the 20th Maine. This was a powerful scene to recreate, both as a modeler and as someone who appreciates the weight of history. If you enjoyed this build, please like, comment, and subscribe for more dioramas that honor epic stories, both fictional and real, and let me know what historical moment you'd like to see recreated next. On that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.